I have market editor Effiong Ekop in the studio. I'm asking because you weren't so optimistic yesterday that we were going to see the bulls take the day, but what's playing out now? This is quite a big margin, 1.35%.
Very big indeed, coming on the back of great performance by GT Holdings and MCN Nigeria. Indeed, I can count up to 10 price gainers.
Exactly.
This afternoon. From mid-trade, we saw many of them rising very high. It's on the back of investors' expectation of the rest of half-year reports.
You're already having a shifted border sentiment.
Yes,
August might likely be a good month.
Market now. So, as many of these companies are bringing their half-year results now, and they're perusing the results as then you see them reacting. Don't forget that the losses that these companies have had in the last few weeks and months have combined to reduce their values and prices seriously. And so these cheap securities available, appear very attractive to those who have investable funds. Don't forget, I said to those who have investable funds, because that's even the problem now. With this great inflation, call it hyperinflation in the economy, people don't even have enough, to go around current expenditure, then to save and then invest. That's the problem. That's the reason why you see stocks are very, very cheap, but patronage, it seems to be, very, very low and minimal. So we thank God that market has performed very well today. Today is only Tuesday, the second day in the week. So we have 3 days to go. So who knows how it will be.
So we never can tell where the pendulum is going to swing, because that market uncertainty will still linger for a while.
It is not possible to be predictable now. Investors have gone through great fatigue, trying to sweep ways and then match up with funds and then expectations. That somehow. But let's hope that hope will be rekindled. We have great threats to market activities. That is political, maneuvering. Of course, we can't, stop it. We must have new sets of leaders to take over, governance and the economy. But somehow, we hope they will be able to look at the way the economy is being pressured and then think about and carry it along.
I think globally as well, the watchword is cautious optimism. We cannot
very cautious. You see markets are turning down and then exchange is very, very low.
And that means an element of liquid funds is just what also
very, very serious,
makes it a difficult terrain.
It is worse for us here in the sense that we are not productive enough. That's the thing. And we don't have various items to sell to earn the dollars.
And especially as we are also having inflation also deal heavy blows to the country. So many people are now looking at the treasury bills and bonds market as well. The fixed market income space is now having the more attractive look.
Exactly. But then we still have to think about the great role that the capital markets
brings to
play,
the fore.
To serve manufacturing companies.
But the NGX has always had this resilient body language, and we just hope that definitely
I hope the resilience will continue.
Thank you so much for your time on the show today, Effiong Ekop. We'll definitely have this conversation again tomorrow as we cross over and gradually wrap up the first week of the month of August.
Thank you, David.
Well, our shifted focus to the international front, Asian stock markets tumbled today as jitters about an escalation and Sino-U.S. tension with the United States House of Representatives Speaker Nancy Pelosi set to begin a trip to Taiwan, adding to fears about the risk of global recession. U.S. long-term Treasury yields dropped to a 4-month low, pulling the U.S. dollar down amid a bid for safer assets after China threatened repercussions in the event of the visit by Nancy Pelosi to the self-ruled island, which China claims as its territory. Japan's Nikkei slid 1.54%, while Taiwan's stock index also dropped 1.87%. Now, Chinese blue chips, the CSI 300 index, also tumbled 2.4%, and Hong Kong Hang Seng index lost 2.71%. Meanwhile, Australia's equity benchmark was just about 0.23% lower after an earlier decline of 0.7%, while MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan retreated 1.33%. Now, U.S. E-mini stock futures pointed to a 0.44% lower restart for the S&P 500, which stumbled at about 0.28% overnight. And I'll bring you more from Australia. The central bank has raised its benchmark rate for a fourth running month, but tempered guidance on further rate hikes as its forecast faster inflation, but also a slowdown in the economy. The Reserve Bank of Australia earlier today announced that it has lifted its cash rate. That's the rate the central bank charges commercial banks for loans by half a percentage point to 1.85%, marking an eye-watering 1.75 percentage point of hike since the month of May, in the most drastic tightening since the early 1990s. The governor of the Reserve Bank of Australia, Philip Lowe, maintains that the decision was taken as a dovish move by the board to get rates to a neutral level of at least 2.5%, where it theoretically will neither stimulate nor retard economic growth. Mr. Lowe also updated the RBA's economic forecast, saying consumer price inflation is expected to peak at 7.75% compared with the earlier forecast of 7% and even what played out in the June quarter at 6.1%. And bringing some more reports now, we also have crypto player Nomad, which has been hit by a $190 million theft accusation, making it the latest hit that we are seeing the the cryptocurrency player face, especially in the latest heist to hit the digital asset sector for this year. And according to reports, $190 million worth of users' cryptocurrencies were stolen, including Ether and the stablecoin USDC. Now, reports also show that the San Francisco-based Nomad has notified law enforcement and is working with blockchain forensic firms to try to identify the account involved and get back their funds. Nomad, which last week raised $22 million from investors, including major U.S. exchange Coinbase Global, makes software that connects different blockchains. Now, digital ledgers also underpin most cryptocurrencies. Blockchain bridges have also increasingly become the target of thefts, which have long plagued the cryptocurrency sector, as over $1 billion have been stolen from bridges so far this year. And wrapping up business news now, oil prices on the international market slipped today, absorbing a bleak outlook for fuel demand, with data pointing to a global manufacturing downturn, just as OPEC Plus producers meet this week to decide whether to increase supply. US West Texas Intermediate crude recorded a price dip of 0.22% to sell at $93.68 per barrel. Brent crude now sells at about $99.70 per barrel, registering a downward price margin of 0.09%. And Bonilite's performance is still maintaining its red zone territory at $118.10 per barrel, with a price decline of 3.25%. And for the OPEC basket, crude oil dealers offer $110.80 per barrel, recorded a price decline of 0.05%. Well, that's it on the show today. Make sure you catch me tomorrow, same time as we do the midweek edition. Bye for now.